Hi, I'm Cierra Nelson, and I'm going to talk a little bit about speeding up in turns. Something I feel like a lot of people make mistake-wise when they're patterning, whether it be a 2 or a 3 or a 4-year-old, is they may go and watch exhibitions somewhere and see people start trying to speed up in turns, and they may think to themselves like, wow, it works for them, it'll work for me, I'll try it. And then they'll run their horse in the jackpot after they've tried to teach it how to speed up in the turn, and their horse just completely blows by the barrel or blows off the backside, and they don't understand what's happened. So in my opinion, I like my horses to rate off a little bit, more so than speed up a little bit in the turn. I never want them to feel rushed or like they've got to blow through something because, you know, their feet are already moving fast enough, so I don't want to ask them to make their feet move that much faster anyway. So what I like to do is, if I've turned my first barrel and I've gone across the pen and I'm going to my second on a green 3-year-old, when I get beside the barrel, I like to just rate them off when my leg is even with it, or when my leg is just ever so slightly past it. And then I'll ask him to just walk around it. I'll walk a complete turn around the barrel. And then I might ask him to trot around it. And then lope around it. And then when I get back beside it, I'll walk one last time around it. And I'll do the same thing at the third. So when my leg is even with it, I ask him to back off. I'll finish walking around it. And then I may ask him to trot. And then I'll ask him to lope. But then I always come back to it and I ask him to walk one last time around it. And I always like to over finish my third, just because I don't want one to start taking a step off the backside because of speed or because it's something that I'm doing, whether I'm not asking them to finish their turn when I should, or maybe they got a little strong on the backsides. But I do the same thing every time, the same way, in the same spot, just because I don't want one to rush through the turn. I don't want one to feel rushed. I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for it, because on colts that need their feet sped up a little bit, it's perfect to ask one to go into it and to speed up their feet. Because you can make one do it if that's what you're after. But you should also make one back off of the bit and slow their feet down when they go around it, if that's what you've asked them to do. But on my colts, I never want one to feel like, although we're already running as hard as we can run between the barrels, I don't want one to feel like they've got to try to run that much faster in a turn, because I feel that's when you see colts try to blow off barrels and things like that.